left-hand one was your before, where we can see the foot turned out massively there, okay? This one here now, much more sort of, not directly forward, but just opened at 10 or 15 degrees there, which is enough to allow the hips to rotate. Not so much so that the right side's going to rotate round, and as we see on this one now, the big sway in the back swing, a long way off the golf ball, and then when you swing through, all on the back foot. You kind of come through a bit at the end there when you're more comfortable with the sway, okay? I think sometimes when you were doing less of a turn, you weren't then rotating through as much, so we've got to try and incorporate that same release with the body when we're staying over the ball, okay? This one here now as we go back, even though we felt it as less sway, still a little bit there in the backswing, okay? But it's getting more of that move. So at this point now, what we're looking to try and do is get your centre of your chest there on top of the golf ball. We're still a little bit behind. I wouldn't expect to just only go click your fingers and move there, but in time, the more we can get yourself on that left foot, we can get more of a movement. Look at the movement on that one there, how much more you've turned through. He's up on his toe there. That's rotated, a much fuller swing and a better contact. The reason we didn't go quite as far was because as you're thinking about doing this move, you're swinging it slower. The second you think about anything, think about when you're driving a car in a foreign city, you're thinking about trying to where to go, where's the road signs, you drive slower, don't you? You can't do things at the same speed because your brain's trying to analyse all the information in front of you and think about doing what you're trying to do. The same way if you're driving a left-hand drive car, you think, okay, where's the gears? You generally stay a bit slower just to give your brain that processing time, okay? So we can practice those movements.
I will practice it at home,
yeah, like I say, all you've got to practice there now is say you can get yourself in your set-up position there now. So in front of a mirror, okay? Again, imagine, I'll put the lines on the right side. Imagine you're kind of sort of swinging in a phone booth there, okay? Trying to rotate around that. You're not going to try and sway outside as you can see you would have done there, okay? So looking at the mirror towards the camera, just do a backswing, okay? So we're going to swing back, look at the mirror, see how you go on the outside there, you're moving out still slightly there, okay? We want to try and stay within the blue lines there, okay? You can also use the sun behind you. The sun gets directly behind you, it will give you sort of some element of a shadow down here if you sort of stood there, hit the golf ball, and you can then look at the shadow, obviously. So that would be a good one just to see that swaying, because the more you sway, the more movements you've got to put back in the golf swing. So why put more movements in when you don't need to? Okay, the more we can stay on top of the golf ball. Think about hammering a nail into a bit of wood there, okay? If I was going to hammer, I'd just go back and fly. I wouldn't go and add movements to it, because any movement one way has got to be counteracted by coming back to the side. And the other one I say, like I say, in front of the mirror, brushing your teeth, just put that club on your left toe there and just rotate from the hip. Don't try and lunge the shoulder. Just let that hip rotate more, okay? The more the hip rotates, then you're going to start working more that lower back and stuff and get a bit more flexibility. And like I say, if you did that for twice a day for a couple of minutes when you're brushing your teeth, after a week that'll be, you can do it. Say, okay, guys, okay, you go put the kettle on in the kitchen. The time the kettle takes to boil, you can do 2 or 3 minutes worth.
That's right,
so just it's little things you can do, little and often. It's not trying to get guys sort of, I say, go away into a 10-week program in the gym or as yoga classes or exercises or whatever, or down the range 50 times a week in golf balls. It's just doing little things we can do, little and often, just to try and increase that range of motion and understanding what we want to try and do. The less we can be back here. Yeah. Well, part of the reason why you haven't done that is because you've been so far back here. To lift that right foot, your weight's got to go over here somewhere. Well, you've got to move all that way. It's too much. If your head's moving that much, your balance is in your head, isn't it? If your head's doing this, you're going to lose some balance, aren't you? So your feet are going to sort of support the swing a lot more by just trying to say, okay, well, I'm going to stay quite grounded to stop us falling over, rather than allowing that rotation. So, make sense?
We do, yeah.
Good man. Okay.